Good evening, pro wrestling fans from all over the world of all shapes and sizes. Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Now, by the time some of y'all see this, it will no longer be 2023, but 2024. So I'll go ahead and say it right now. Happy New Year to everybody all there. And thank y'all so much for all of the love, support, and thank you for checking my channel out. So for this final video of 2023, I wanted to just go through some different pro wrestling promotions that I've gotten into to some degree, whether it's throughout this year or just throughout my time as a pro wrestling fan. And just, I'm going to give my own pros and cons about the promotion just based on what I've experienced, what I've seen, and just, just give my opinions, my personal opinions on them. There's a lot. There's a lot that I've listed that I wanted to go through. Now, just a fair warning, some of them I've gotten into a lot more than others, but I'm mainly talking about ones that I've at least had some exposure to the point where I've at least seen a full show of. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm going about this. But anyway, I'm going to go through each of these just in no particular order. And yeah, should be fun. So let's go ahead and get started with the first promotion. And like I said, no particular order. Starting off with Dragon Gate Pro Wrestling. Now, with Dragon Gate, a lot of my exposure to Dragon Gate is not only through, watching Dragon Gate via YouTube in the past, but when they did the Dragon Gate USA tour, I guess tour/promotion, so to speak. Here in the US, I got a chance to see a Dragon Gate show live when they came to North Carolina, Burlington, as a matter of fact. But Dragon Gate was really what got me into the whole idea of faction/stable wrestling. Because, that's what Dragon Gate really emphasizes. And, I've watched quite a lot. Whether it was Blood Warriors, whether it was World 1, whether it was Junction 3, Kamikaze, Ronin, like so many different factions they've had up to this point. So one of the pros I say about Dragon Gate, I like the emphasis that they put on faction/stable showdowns. I like that. I really do. And just over the years that I've watched Dragon Gate, there's been a lot of changes. And, I've come across a lot of great wrestlers in the midst of that. That's how I became, fans of, say, Dragon Kid, Masato Yoshino, Naruki Doi, Shima when he used to be there, Shingo Takagi when he used to be there. There are a lot of names. Whole lot of names. Yamato, Susumu Yokosuka, Ryo Saito. A lot of loaded talent. BB Hulk. So I definitely liked how they did stable/faction showdowns. A lot of those rivalries. I really, really enjoyed those. And it's cool that I believe they have a streaming service as well. So I think that's pretty cool. I think for me, the only con Personally, I find it really hard for me to get back into. I find it hard for me to get back into. I mean, ever since Masato Yoshino retired, I found it really hard for me to get back into. Um, I've even gotten a chance to see some of their talent come through DPW, like SB Kento and Shun Skywalker. But I don't know. It's really been hard for me to get back into Dragon Gate. So I've kind of been out of touch with a lot of what's been going on currently, but I've definitely enjoyed Dragon Gate for a lot of what it brings with the faction battles. But maybe, I don't know, maybe 2024 I might try a little harder to get back into Dragon Gate wrestling. But I do appreciate it for what it is. Most definitely. Besides, it has a cool name. I mean, Dragon Gate Pro Wrestling. I mean, that's a cool name for a promotion. I love that name. It's really cool. All right. Let's go to the next promotion. Ah, yes. Seedling. Seedling is definitely a promotion that I recently got into just this year. There's quite a good number of things that I like about Seedling. Seedling, I feel like the match quality really really good. They got quite a good handful of talent that has competed in Seedling, and I definitely think the quality of matches have been great. I especially enjoy talent that have gone through there, like Arisa Nakajima, Lapidita, Ayame Sasamura, Hiroyo Matsumoto. Like, there's been a lot of great talent. Seeing high-speed matches with Natsuki Taiyo as the special ref, I think is pretty cool. Makes it very unique. But Seedling definitely seems like a more smaller, intimate show, which can be a pro and a con, I guess. I mean, the shows are small. I mean, they tend to only be like 5, maybe 6 matches long. So that's the only thing with that. Maybe sometimes smaller. But I have to say they're at least pretty consistent in the match quality. And only 2 championships, which it's a Joshi promotion, so I'm okay with just 2 championships. I mean, a singles title and a tag title. That honestly, that's really all that they need. They kind of have their shows spaced out quite a bit, to the point where it kind of seems like they're monthly or whatnot. I think I would like to see more bigger shows from Seedling. And like I said, I've only watched Seedling for just maybe about a year now. And like I said, they put out great matches, great shows. I would like to see more like bigger shows, like maybe a tournament here or there. Like, I would like to see more of that. But overall, I've enjoyed watching Seedling. I'm subscribed to their Seedling pay-per-view plus just recently. So I'll be able to watch old Seedling shows. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I would say I'm a supporter of Seedling. Absolutely. And I look forward to seeing more. All right. Next promotion. Yes. The good old WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. I mean, what can I say? I mean, I grew up watching WWE, especially back when it was, WWF and whatnot. So course, this is one that I've watched the most out of all these promotions that I'm going to go through. I mean, there's a lot of good and a lot of bad with WWE. I would like to see more consistency. I definitely like the talent in WWE. I mean, they've gone through a lot of talent. And, WWE has, shows on some of the big stages, especially with some of their pay-per-views. I mean, WrestleMania. I mean, big dream to wrestle at a WrestleMania. So, definitely, I think that's a big pro for them. Getting a chance to wrestle on a lot of grand stages in WWE, in the United States. And, of course, they tour across the world as well. So, I mean, and they're money makers. Cater to hardcore and casual fans. So, I mean, you can't deny that. Can't deny that. And of course, they have the brands, SmackDown, Raw, NXT, stuff like that. I mean, because the roster's huge. Roster's really huge. But I think that can be a con as well because, being able to book everybody evenly is always going to be a challenge. But for the most part, I still enjoy WWE. That promotion will always have a place in my heart. I mean, I grew up watching WWE. Well, WCW and all that. But it'll always have a place in my heart. I just hope for the best for WWE because, some of the booking, is a con. They tend to do some lavish type of booking. And of course, y'all know how I feel about Money in the Bank. I hate Money in the Bank, and they do Money in the Bank, so there's that. But it's good to see that there are some talent that have been in other promotions that have gotten the opportunity to come to WWE and shine. Your Asukas, your Kairi Sanes, your Io Skies, your Tony Storm to a certain degree, Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, you know what I mean? Bryan Danielson, there's a lot of names. There's a lot of names that have been in other promotions that have come here and have been able to shine. They've been able to shine brightly. So that's really good to see. I just hope they continue to build up talent and showcase talent on the big stages. And yeah, I've been to some WWE shows. I've been to a SmackDown, a Raw, and an NXT. I've been to a NXT PLE. I've been to a main roster pay-per-view as well. So, a lot of experiences. And, going to a WWE show live is quite a treat. I will say that. It can be quite a treat. So, I mean, I would definitely recommend it at least once. So, that's just me. But like I said, I'll always have a special place in my heart for WWE. So, all right. Let's move on to the next promotion. Ice Ribbon. Joshi Pro Wrestling. Good old Ice Ribbon. So, I would say I've gotten into at least about a year's worth of checking out Ice Ribbon. I've liked what I've seen from Ice Ribbon. I feel like it's another, small promotion. It might have been big at other previous times, like well before I even got into Ice Ribbon. But I have to say I have enjoyed the quality of matches on Ice Ribbon. I feel like it's another one of those smaller, intimate type promotions to showcase the Joshi talent in Japan. But I definitely have enjoyed the matches and the talent that have wrestled there. Shout out to Mio Shirai as one of the the referees of Ice Ribbon. I think that's pretty cool. Of course, Io Shirai's sister. So, I think my only issue, because they also have a live service, a live streaming service, mainly for their big shows, and you'd have to subscribe as a member to their YouTube channel for more of the dojo shows. Like, I really wish they just had one all-inclusive streaming service, but they did just make available Ice Ribbon Live Plus. So you'll have the chance to watch old shows, I think big shows and dojo shows, I believe. So hopefully that'll really take off. But I think you still, when they do new shows, I think you still have to pay for them like a pay-per-view, which is kind of a bummer. But it is what it is. I mean, thankfully, at least there's content. At least there's content to check out with their dojo shows and whatnot. And the subscription's cheap. It was only 1,000 yen. That's not that bad. So there's that. And like I said, they got quite a good amount of talent that have wrestled for Ice Ribbon. It's been really cool. Totoro Satsuki. Saori Ano used to wrestle there, but now she's in Stardom. Even some of the folks from other promotions, Misa Kagura, Sumika Yanagawa. There's been a lot of different names. Hamuka Hoshi, Ibuki Hoshi, Kaho Matsushita. I mean, I like a lot of the talent. Seran, Tsukina Umino. So they got some good talent, rising talent. Ice Ribbon was how I discovered Asahi, who's now in Actress Girls. But still, been a lot of great talent. Hikaru Shida has been part of Ice Ribbon before. Suzu Suzuki, Julia, Maya Yukihi. So, a lot of great talent there. But definitely like Ice Ribbon for the content that they provided and such. I know there's been a lot of politics and stuff that's gone on behind the scenes, but I'm happy to at least see that Ice Ribbon is still going pretty strong and they're still putting out content and shows. So I definitely dig Ice Ribbon for what it is. Alrighty, let's move on to next promotion. Now this one I only got some tastes of. Not a whole lot, but at least, a couple of tastes, a couple of sips of. And that is Pro Wrestling Wave. Catch the wave. Yeah. Pro Wrestling Wave. Shout out to Jesse Midnight Crawler. He's kind of pretty much who pointed me in the direction of Pro Wrestling Wave. The only thing that sucks about it is Pro Wrestling Wave is not easy to access. That's the only thing. I wish they had a streaming service. I really wish they did, because Pro Wrestling Wave puts out great content. And I really like the talent that they have through Pro Wrestling Wave. Kizuna Tanaka, Honoka, the current Wave Tag Team Champions. Hikaru Shida was a former Regina de Wave champion. Suzu Suzuki as well. They've had Risa Serra there. Kohaku. I'm a big Kohaku fan. It would have been really cool to have a little more easy access to a streaming service for Pro Wrestling Wave, but they don't have that. So that's a big con. I think that's a really, really big con. And I feel like unless you're in Japan and you can access it on, I guess, cable TV, or if you pirate it, which I do my best to not pirate. I'm not really a big supporter of pirating. You know, I'm a pro wrestling fan. I've always said if you're a true pro wrestling fan, support the content. Don't pirate. But that's my opinion. I try to stick to that as much as I can. But I just wish Pro Wrestling Wave would be a little more accessible outside of Japan. Maybe someday. Maybe, if they can get bigger, hopefully. And I know they've had some talent from Pro Wrestling Wave compete, like on Stardom and other promotions as well. So at least there's that. And they've had, some big tournaments. The Dual Wave tournament, Catch the Wave, which I actually got to sample this year's Catch the Wave tournament to a degree. But, that's one of their big tournaments. It's one of their big tournaments. And like I said, the talent that has come through Pro Wrestling Wave, really good. And I really like the announcer. I love the announcer for Pro Wrestling Wave. I don't know what her name is, but I love how she introduces the talent for the matches in Pro Wrestling Wave. But that is a promotion. That's a Joshi promotion that I would really love to get more into. I would love to get more into it. I just wish it was more easily accessible. So we'll see. I mean, I have hopes. I have high hopes that maybe they can get a streaming service going. Because I would also like to get merch. Like, can't even get merch from there. I want to get some merch. Even same thing with Ice Ribbon. I want to get some merch. So maybe someday. But I do definitely endorse Pro Wrestling Wave. I think should definitely check them out. A lot of great talent, a lot of great matches in Pro Wrestling Wave, veterans and rookie talent. So definitely check them out. I highly recommend Pro Wrestling Wave if you can access it. All right. Let's go to this next one. That's right. Was Impact Wrestling, but is now going back to its roots in the year 2024. That's right. They are back. TNA Wrestling, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. Now, I have gotten a chance to experience a TNA wrestling show, an Impact wrestling show. I've actually been to one pay-per-view. It was Bound for Glory. It was 2016, I believe. So definitely have gotten a chance to check out a TNA show live. I mean, there's quite a lot that I like about TNA wrestling. I mean, the X Division, I love how unique the X Division is. I mean, I don't know of any other promotion that does an Ultimate X match. So, I really like what they bring to the table with the X Division, the Ultimate X matches. Loads and loads of talent in TNA. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Motor City Machine Guns. They're my all-time favorite tag team. Gail Kim, all-time favorite female wrestler. But yeah, a lot of great talent in TNA. I mean, and TNA was how I discovered, TNA Wrestling was how I discovered so many others, like Speed Muscle. Before I even really knew about Dragon Gate, I learned about Speed Muscle through the TNA World X Cup. So just things like that. Ayako Hamada. I got to see more of Ayako Hamada later in her career through TNA Impact. So, the Knockouts division. Loads of talent that have come through as part of the Knockouts division. So, I mean, definitely I feel like TNA has gotten bigger and better. And now that they're going back to their roots, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a really good thing. The only con that I can think of is their TNA Knockout Tag Team Championships, mainly because of the fact that the longest reigning tag champs were Eric Young and ODB for over 400 plus days, and I don't see that record being broken anytime soon. And it's blasphemy that that record even exists. And it will always put a foul taste in my mouth when it comes to the knockout tag team division. Hate to say it, but that rubbed me the wrong way. So, I'm just saying. But overall, I definitely like what Impact TNA Wrestling has been doing. And I like that it's going back to its roots. You know, Scott D'Amore, you know, Santino Marella, they've been doing a good job over there. And, you know, got to see some New Japan Pro Wrestling talent come through there, and just all sorts of talent. I mean, they've even had a big collaboration show where they involved New Japan Pro Wrestling talent as well as Stardom talent. You know, the Momokogos, the Julias. You know, that was big. That was really big. They even had Miyu Yamashita on there once. So it's really cool to see, you know, talent from outside come in occasionally. And who knows what they have something big planned for 2024 to start off the new year. So definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, definitely I enjoy Impact / TNA Wrestling. So yeah, definitely a supporter. I like what they've been doing there. So good stuff. Okay, before we continue on with the rest of these promotions, here's a quick word on the sponsor of this video, Game Beauty. Check them out. As you continue to enjoy content here at Blitzball Champ Gaming, be sure you take a moment to check out Game Beauty. Beauty inspired by gaming. Game Beauty brings to you video game related makeup and cosmetic products. You have products such as eyeshadow palettes, elemental pearl highlighters, eyeshadow brushes, liquid eyeliner pens by Akideris, and even non-makeup products like graphic tees. They even have special collaboration makeup kits, such as this Persona 5 Heat Wave Brush Single, Metaverse Bundle, and even a Phantom Thieves limited edition makeup collection. Also remember that Game Beauty provides international shipping of $60 or more. And if you use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps, you can get 10% off of your order. So be sure to use that to your advantage. Now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Enjoy, and thank you. Alrighty, we got more promotions to go through. Let's continue. Next up, we have Great. I know it's spelled G-E or G-L-E-A-T, but the L is pronounced like an R. So, therefore, great. I recently, middle of the year, learned this the hard way. Because a couple of folks had to correct me. So, yeah, I had to learn the hard way. Anyway, great. I felt like was quite an interesting promotion. I had heard bits and pieces about this promotion off and on, and then once it was forwarded to me about their YouTube channel. They have a YouTube channel, and they do their live shows free on their YouTube. So I think that's a big pro, that they're easy to access. You know, definitely follow, subscribe on their YouTube channel. So I think that's really cool. They do pretty well at documenting their live shows as well as backstage interviews and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. And I like that they've had all sorts of different talent. You know, not a lot that I'm familiar with, but a few names. I mean, Shima, El Lindemann, who's competed in New Japan Pro Wrestling quite a bit. But yeah, the Strong Hearts. Yeah, I believe they're part of the Strong Hearts. They've competed there. Unagi Sayaka, Aoi, Risa Serra, even Kairi. Even Kairi Sane has competed on Great. Michiko Miyagi, Janai Kai, you know, part of Diamond Egoist. Big, you know, definitely become a big fan of Michiko Miyagi, especially since her, you know, her gimmick change. You know, she used to be a comedy wrestler, used to be Cassandra Miyagi, Andres Miyagi, but the gimmick that she is now, I really like her. I really like her. So, I think it's very neat that this promotion not only does pro wrestling matches, but UWF rule matches and, you know, even some kickboxing matches. You know, I'm just like, makes me wonder if this is just an overall sports promotion, but they have different divisions. They have a UWF Ladette division. They have a pro wrestling division. And I'm just like, that's pretty neat. That is pretty neat. I'm hoping to get a little more into Great in 2024. I've only seen like maybe 2 of their shows, and I think I reviewed like 1 show. So I would like to check them out a little more in 2024. But from what I've seen and what with others that have shared with me, they're a pretty legit promotion. Pretty legit promotion. And like I said, they have their shows on their YouTube channel for free. So hey, can't argue it free, right? So I definitely want to check them out more in 2024. So here's hoping. Here's hoping. I want to see what more they can offer. All right. Next promotion. And this one has definitely become a favorite of mine. One second. Let me get a sip of water right quick. All right. Here we go. Ah, yes. TJPW. Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Oh, yeah. Definitely promotion that I've really enjoyed watching. Especially ever since I was introduced to Wrestle Universe long time ago. A couple of years ago. Was introduced to Wrestle Universe. And yeah, what can I say? Wrestle Universe is amazing. I mean, come on. You get TJPW, Pro Wrestling Noah. You get DDT. You get Ganbare. Like, it's Wrestle Universe. And this is just one of the promotions as part of Wrestle Universe. Definitely love me some TJPW. They put on great shows. love a lot of the talent from TJPW. I hope to someday attend a TJPW show, and I've even gotten a chance to witness history uh, with the Princess Tag Team titles defended for the first time in the United States through DPW. So I thought that was really cool to bear witness to. And not only that, I've met a lot of talent from TJPW. Miyu Yamashita, Maki Ito, both the Magical Sugar Rabbits. So I think that's really cool. Hoping to meet more, because I would love to meet Free Wi-Fi. Hikari Noa, Naokakuta, would love to meet them. I would love to meet Rika Tatsumi, Hyper Misao, Shoko Nakajima, Juria Nagano, Moka Miyamoto. There's still a lot of talent that I would love to meet from TJPW. But, I've gotten a little taste of some of the talent live. Just not TJPW shows, but still. Now, the only con that I could really think of is sometimes they don't live stream their events, and that they'll be available archived maybe a few days later. So that's kind of a minor con, but for the most part, they can be pretty consistent in their live streams. So I can at least appreciate that. I like how involved they are with tournaments. The Max Heart Tag Tournament, the Tokyo Princess Cup. I like how they've been doing that. They've done really well at showcasing their big shows, Summer Sun Princess, Grand Princess. I really like how they do that. I love the overall presentation. I love the theme music when they're going over the card at the beginning. I love that theme music. Saori Namba, awesome ring announcer. And yeah, just the matches. I like how the matches can be serious and have some comedy. There's a good variety of that with TJPW. I used to originally think a lot of them were comedy matches, but once I really got more into TJPW, I'm like, okay, it is more balanced. It is definitely more balanced. But yeah, I would love to experience a TJPW show live, whether it's in Japan or whether it's here. I would love to experience that. But it's easy access, like I said, through Wrestle Universe, and it's one of 4 promotions under Wrestle Universe. So it's good stuff. It's a good investment, especially if you want to branch outside to other promotions outside of the U.S. I definitely recommend TJPW. There's a lot of great talent, and Grand Princess of this year is still one of my favorite shows for TJPW. So I definitely vouch for TJPW. Y'all should definitely check it out. A lot of great things to say about TJPW. And they cater to outside talent as well. I mean, Willow Nightingale, Max the Impaler, Trisha Dora. A lot of different talent that have come through there. So, Thunder Rosa, even. So, I like how they cater to all sorts of talent. So, anyway, let's move on. Alright, next promotion, still in the Wrestle Universe tree. And that is Ganbare Pro Wrestling, or as some say, GunPro. Okay. I haven't seen a lot of GunPro, but from what I have seen, it's pretty dang on good. I think I've saw one of their big shows this year, earlier this year. Saw one of their big shows that was really good. Um, this is just another promotion that probably should just look to get more into. But I like from what I've seen of this promotion so far, it looks pretty neat. I just, trying to get into so many other promotions, I just haven't really devoted a lot of time to this one. But I like what I've seen. I definitely like what I've seen. Some of the talent that I like, especially Yapi, Riara, Yuri. And, they've had all sorts of different Joshi talent as well compete on Gambare. I need to look more into the men's division as well, because I haven't seen a lot of it. Outside of that big show, that one big show they did, haven't seen a lot. But I appreciate, and especially with them being part of the Wrestle Universe tree, they're also easy accessible. So this is a promotion I should definitely look into getting more into in 2024. So yeah, that's really all I can say about Gambare Pro. But I'll look to looking into more of that in 2024. All right. Let's go to our next promotion. This is a very new one. This promotion is called Ashe. Ashe Wrestling. Now, I got to go to its first show, which was in Charlotte, North Carolina. Actually, earlier this month. It was actually December 1st, if I remember correctly. Trish Adora versus Aja Kong was the main event. Good main event. It was a very unique presentation of this show. There was a focus on hip-hop culture and pro wrestling, and all the talent that competed were either black, African American, or half. I mean, with Aja Kong, she's half black, half Japanese. So but yeah, I thought that was pretty unique. I did enjoy the show. I think my big issue with the show was they got to do a better job with the staff, because it took me and my dad like 45 minutes to find our seats, and it didn't seem like the staff knew what sections were what, because we were on the floor sections and we were second row, and it was like nothing was labeled well, and the staff just, it was hard to find staff on the floor. So I hope for their future shows they do a lot better job with that. Not only that, the doors were supposed to open at 6, I believe. The doors finally didn't open until like almost 7. And of course they ended up starting late. So just, I don't know. I just feel like it's got to be a better organized. But aside from that, it was an enjoyable show. Got to meet Big Swole. Got to meet Tasha Steelz. So I thought that was pretty cool. And like I said, Aja Kong versus Trish Adora was the main event. So that was really nice. But, it was an entertaining show. And it was cool to see much of the talent kind of hang out during intermission as well. I mean, Big Swole was the host, and she was just all out and about in the crowd. So it was neat. It was neat. It was very neat. Shout out to Darius Lockhart. He was pretty much the main man behind this promotion and such. So, I mean, I like what they have here. I think just, a few things, they got to fix with the logistics and just with the staff at the shows. And also the lighting. The lighting wasn't good, especially on the entrance. Yeah, the entrance ramp literally had little to no lighting. So I don't know for those that watched the live stream, because like I said, I attended it in person, but yeah, it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look. Just they got to do a better job with the lighting. But I have hope. I have hope that their future shows will be better. So we'll see how Ashe Wrestling does in 2024. I think their next show is in February, if I remember correctly. So we'll see. All right. Next up. Yes. Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor Wrestling. Now, I have quite a lot to say about Ring of Honor. First off, I've attended a lot of Ring of Honor shows in the past before they went on the hiatus, especially when because they've been to North Carolina a lot, especially Concord. They've been to North Carolina a lot. So, I definitely have enjoyed the ROH shows that I've gone to in person. They were great. Got a chance to meet a lot of great talent as well. So, definitely enjoyed ROH shows in person. And it is pretty cool that they brought back that, of course, Tony Khan bought ROH and helped kind of revive, sort of keep the promotion afloat. A revamped Honor Club streaming service, so I think that's pretty neat. I still feel like there's a lot of work that needs to be done with ROH, and I really feel like Tony Khan needs a booker. I feel like his hands is on way too much with both AEW and Ring of Honor, so I really feel like he needs to get somebody to really take care of Ring of Honor while he focuses on AEW. I mean, he'll still own both, He'll still own Ring of Honor, but I think when it comes to booking and whatnot, I think Tony Khan should get somebody to focus for the sake of Ring of Honor. That's just me. Also, it'd be nice to see more of the original ROH pay-per-views to return. I mean, if you ask me, I think the ones that matter the most, in my opinion, I'd say Supercard of Honor, maybe their anniversary show, Final Battle, Death Before Dishonor. Yeah, I think those should be their main shows that they, consistently do. If they want to do a collab show, kind of like how they did with, Global Wars and whatnot, maybe they could do that. Or maybe just do a brand new... Oh, Best in the World. Best in the World. Forgot about Best in the World. They should bring that back. Best in the World. Or maybe they can make that their collab show. Because, Best in the World, you can incorporate other promotions. So I hope they're able to, get back to doing that. Maybe in 2024, we'll see. But right now, Ring of Honor's kind of small. They do the weekly shows, and that's cool. That's great. And they do have their pay-per-views. They had Final Battle not that long ago. But I just think they need to get back to hopefully building back up ROH to where there's some spotlight on there as much as AEW. They kind of have to play catch up, if that makes any sense. But I do like ROH. I'm subscribed to Honor Club, so I do like what they've been able to put out. But hopefully 2024 will be a better year, an improving year for Ring of Honor. Here's hoping. And also they just debuted the Ring of Honor Women's World Television Championship, so they're doing a tournament for that. So, That's quite something new to kick off 2024. So hey, that's a start, right? But yeah, definitely still a supporter of Ring of Honor, and I've had some very memorable times watching Ring of Honor shows. Me also with my dad as well. So hey, it's cool. It's really cool. I mean, you've gotten a chance to meet the Briscoes, gotten a chance to meet Jay Lethal, Motor City Machine Guns. I mean, ROH was how I met Kushida because he was Ring of Honor World Television Champion. Kelly Klein, Danhausen, The Addiction when it was Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, them. So just a lot of talent. Cody Rhodes. Just a lot of names. So, yeah, Tennille Dashwood, Mandy Leon. So, yeah, quite a variety. But anyway, let's move on to the next promotion, shall we? GCW, which stands for Game Changer Wrestling. Game Changer Wrestling with a specialty on death matches. I'll say this about GCW. Like, I can't say that I'm like a GCW mark or like a heavy GCW fan. Like, I've been to three GCW shows. All three in North Carolina. The recent one was via WrestleK. I do like GCW. They've had quite a lot of talent on their GCW shows, just from around the world. They've been able to partner up with other promotions like DDT to be able to bring forth, special dream matches and stuff like that. I mean, heck, they've even hosted Utami Hayashishita for one of their shows. Saki Akai, partnering with DDT, TJPW, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's cool. That's really cool. Vikingo. That's how I met Vikingo. Through GCW. I've seen him live. So I definitely can appreciate them going in on booking matches with, a lot of great talent. Regular and death matches. Because that's what they're known for. One of the shows I went to, I felt like the ring quality was terrible. So I feel like some of the ring quality was terrible. Like just with their rings, the rings that they use. Like, I think they need more consistency there. But I don't know if they will ever really land a huge venue, or at least not that I know of. I mean, if they've landed a show on a big venue, let me know which one that was, because I would love to know. But I don't know. I feel like GCW, which, is cool that they, have live streams and such that you can purchase, I think, still through Fight TV, or I think it's now called Thriller TV. So, I mean, that's cool. They're pretty easy to access. But will they ever really get on a big, huge stage? I don't know. I think so, but maybe through partnership or whatnot. But I don't know. I will say the GCW shows are very lively. I mean, the fans are rowdy. Everybody's rowdy. So that could be good and bad. It just depends. It just depends. But I mean, yeah, that's GCW in a nutshell. Like I said, I've been to 3 shows, and you know I enjoyed myself. I definitely enjoyed myself. Um, but yeah, I feel like GCW is for like hardcore fans. I don't know if many casual fans could find themselves getting into GCW, but and GCW, I've been to those shows live, but I can't say that it's a promotion that I consistently keep up with. I mean, I follow like their YouTube, I follow their Twitter/X account. So whenever they announce like shows and matches and stuff like that, I like to keep up and react to them. So there's that. But as far as like watch them consistently through like their live streams, I really don't. But if they're doing a show in town in North Carolina, I'll go. Why not? Why not? So that's the way I see it. All right, let's go to the next one. This one. Professional Wrestling JTO, which is just tap out. Okay, good old JTO. It's quite a bit that I've discovered through other promotions that's pointed me in the direction of JTO. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite matches, 2 favorite matches that I've seen happen in a JTO ring. One was Suzu Suzuki versus Tomoka Inaba. I mean, one of the best matches. Oh yeah, there's also Jun Kasai versus El Desperado as well. And then there was also Maika versus Utami Hayashishita. That happened in a JTO ring. I got a chance to see that. That was a really great match. That, if I remember correctly, was for the Future of Stardom Championship that was held at the time by Maika. If I remember correctly. Yeah. But I am subscribed to their YouTube channel, which they do upload some matches on their YouTube. It was how I discovered Misa Kagura, Tomoka Inaba, the Inaba sisters, Aoi. Love me some Aoi. I would have to say Aoi is one of my favorite JTO stars, who is the current Queen of JTO champion. I was so happy for her when she won that title. My only thing with JTO. Oh, and kudos to JTO for making their merchandise available internationally. Like this one right here, like this Aoi shirt that I got. Thanks, JTO. I also got a Tomoka Inaba shirt as well as a JTO logo shirt in black. So I was really happy to see them make their merchandise available internationally as well. So thought that was really cool. Hope they continue to do that. But I wish JTO had a streaming service. If they had a streaming service, I would be all over that, personally. Which, I know their YouTube channel, they upload some matches, but they do it kind of late. And I think most of the matches they upload are just small dojo matches. I would love for them to upload like a whole Queen of JTO tournament, King of JTO tournament. You know what I mean? JTO girls, stuff like that. So, I don't know. I wish they had a live streaming service. Heck, I would love if they had partnered with New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'd love to see them as part of NJPW World, but that's just me. But I would like to get more into Just Tap Out. I just wish it was a little more available just outside of YouTube. But, at least they do upload some matches. They just do it really, really late. And they have old matches as well. So, I mean, at least there's that. So, it gives me hope. It gives me hope. All right. Let's keep it going. Next. Yes. A promotion that I used to be into a long time ago, kind of fell out of because I lost track, but recently got back into the mix of things with Pro Wrestling Noah. also under the Wrestle Universe banner. I mean, what can I say? Pro Wrestling Noah shows are quite entertaining, quite action-packed, and one of the big highlights for me this year was my first experience with the N1 Victory tournament. I watched that whole tournament from start to finish, enjoyed every single bit of it, and I really liked how they started to showcase some of the ladies on their shows. Because back then I used to be into Pro Wrestling Noah, like when they had Kenta still there, when they had a younger Naomichi Marufuji, when they had Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Taiji Ishimori. I mean, a lot of names. Even Shelton Benjamin, Eddie Edwards, you know. So that's back when I used to be a little more into it before I got back into it to this day. But I mean, what can I say? Pro Wrestling Noah, part of Wrestle Universe subscription, easy access, and yeah, got a chance to see the Great Muta's final match before retirement. So hey, this was a big deal, a really big deal for me. Presentation's great. I mean, I really don't have much negative to say about Pro Wrestling Noah. I know their shows can be long, like especially their big shows. They do a lot of big shows and they are long. It can sometimes be a lot to keep up with. But to be honest, I really don't have much of anything negative to say about Pro Wrestling Noah, to be honest with y'all. Yeah. I've liked what I've seen of Pro Wrestling Noah. Talent stacked. And yeah. Yeah, that's really all I can say. Yeah, that's really all I can say. All right. Next up, MLW, Major League Wrestling. I gotta be honest with y'all about MLW. It just, I've been to one MLW show, which was a MLW Fusion and MLW Super Fight show. Which I was front row. I mean, it was nice. It was nice. But I don't know, y'all. I mean, I've checked out some MLW outside of that, you know, attending that live show, and while it has all sorts of great talent, just there's something about MLW that just doesn't reel me in for the long run. You know, like, I know they've had the TJPs, they've had Janai Kai, which I believe is still the featherweight champion. Davey Richards has wrestled there, Jacob Fatu, Richard Holiday, even MJF has wrestled there. I mean, they've had all sorts of great talent, but just, I don't know, just something about MLW doesn't really reel me in. It doesn't. I mean, maybe 2024 will be different. I mean, I haven't purchased any of their, you know, live shows or anything like that, but I just, they're not doing it for me. There's just something about MLW. It's not doing it for me. It's not. But, you know, I've been to one show live when they came to North Carolina. Like I said, it was all right. I enjoyed myself. But, yeah, MLW just, I don't know. I would love to know everybody else's thoughts about MLW, but it hasn't really reeled me in, to be honest with y'all. But maybe that can change. I mean, I follow their social media, so maybe that can change. But we'll see. They've been doing some partnership work with a little bit with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I mean, anything can happen. So, all right. Let's move to this next one. I really don't feel great talking about this one, but I was exposed to it, so I might as well get this one over with. 666. I've watched one show, and I regret it to this day that I watched that one show. Honestly, the show was weird. I can't really say that it's a promotion that I see myself getting into. I really don't. Just from what I've seen of it, which I watched one show, and just I'm already not a fan of the name or the overall look. Especially me being a Christian. But I don't know. To be honest with y'all, just with the weirdness, I know it's a lot of comedy in the show, but it's just, and I know Ram Kaicho is from that promotion and such, but it's not for me. It's not for me. It's not for me. So that is most likely my one and only show that I've experienced, and I don't really have a desire to watch any more 666 shows. So sorry, not sorry. Let's move on. Here we go. Here's another small and intimate but great promotion that I've been enjoying. Women's Pro Wrestling. Marvelous. That's Marvelous Women's Pro Wrestling. Kudos to Zyko on making their shows available to purchase and live stream. Definitely did a good handful of that this year. Before that, I've only seen bits and pieces of Marvelous before, Zyko became a thing and, made that available to watch. Because I don't think Marvelous ever had a streaming service unless, there's something I don't know about. But it is cool to see that, shows can be, upcoming live shows can be accessed through Zyko. You can purchase them through Zyko. So I think that's pretty cool. What can I say? Small promotion, but great talent. I mean, Mio Momono, Takumi Aroha, Tomoko Watanabe. I mean, they've had a lot of Chikayo Nakashima. They've had a lot of great talent there. Leo Izaka. So, definitely great quality matches. Now, you may not get a big card from Marvelous, but the matches are going to be awesome. Magenta, Maria, Riko Kawahara. I love them. But yeah, great quality matches through Marvelous. I think the only thing with them is, they're small. They're small, and I would like to see talent like Takumi Aroha on a bigger stage consistently. But she's loyal to that promotion. Gotta give her credit for that. She's very loyal. So there's that. But that's really my only con. They're small. And, only 2 championships, which is fine. But they're just small. It would be nice if they had some big shows. I don't think they really have big shows, but it would be nice if they eventually had some big shows. because they put out good content. They really do. I do like their matches. So we'll see. But at least with Zyko, you can purchase. So at least that's cool. And Marvelous partnered up with West Coast Pro. So it's cool that they'll be able to exchange talent and compete and all that and train. So that's pretty cool. Alrighty, let's keep it going. Next one. Also part of Wrestle Universe. Dramatic Dream Team Wrestling. DDT. To be honest with y'all, I have mixed feelings about DDT. DDT can have some really, really weird matches. But also some really great matches. And, you know, they recently had a tournament. I wasn't able to catch their recent tournament. But, you know, at least they've had some big shows that I've checked out. And they've been pretty good. They've been pretty good. They do a lot of comedy matches, which some of them are pretty funny. I will say that. Some of them are pretty funny. And the talent on the promotion, really, really good. I will say that. I like Chris Brooks. I like Yuki Ueno. But yeah, they got a lot of great talent. Mao, I like Mao. So a lot of great talent in DDT. You know, combination of comedy matches and some a little more serious matches. But yeah, DDT, I might try to get a little more into in 2024. I've been very selective with DDT, but they have put out some great content. I will say that. I don't know if DDT is a promotion that I will consistently follow and watch, but, you know, I do follow their social medias and such. And, you know, like I said, I subscribe to Wrestle Universe, so at least whenever I can check them out. So, hey, nothing wrong with that. So, that's the way I look at it. But DDT can be cool. DDT can be cool sometimes. Alright, let's move on to this next one. Ah, yes. The old school NWA, National Wrestling Alliance. Now, one thing I will say about the NWA is I can appreciate its old school feel that it's maintained over the years up to this point. I've been to 2 Crockett Cups this year and a couple of years ago. So I definitely love the presentation. I will say the way they do the old school presentation and such with NWA, I think is pretty neat. I mean, there's a lot of fans, a lot of old school fans that appreciate that, and they do that consistently. So I got to give them kudos. And, you know, attending the Crockett Cups are pretty entertaining. I will say that. You know, I went to this year's, had fun. So I can appreciate that. Can definitely appreciate that. I'm not really a big fan of what I've heard and seen from Billy Corgan and his booking. But, I mean, the NWA's been around for ages. So, they're not going anywhere. But, this is another promotion that I don't see myself getting into consistently. like I said, I went to the Crockett Cup because I mean, it was in North Carolina, so it was in Winston Salem. So I went, but I used to watch NWA Power quite a bit, like maybe like a year or so ago. I used to watch it a little bit, but it's not really a promotion that I keep up with consistently. I mean, I follow them on the socials, but that's about it. You know, some of the booking has been kind of weird. I mean, Tyrus is NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. I don't think a lot of people were fans of that, but whatever. But but yeah, I mean, NWA's NWA. I mean, I appreciate it for its old school presentation and aesthetics. But and whenever they have shows in North Carolina, I try to go. You know, because I like supporting pro wrestling as much as I can. So there you have it. All right. Let's move on to this next one. AML Wrestling, based in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Most of the AML shows that I've seen were courtesy of WrestleCade this year and the past few years that I've attended. So, I mean, it's another North Carolinian promotion. You know, I try to support North Carolinian promotions. I mean, after all, North Carolina is a pro wrestling state. So, a lot of history here. I, aside from the shows that I've been to in person, this is another one I can't say that I've kept up with consistently. I follow them on their socials. But every now and then they'll have, you know, some big name talent come through. Every now and then. But it's a promotion I'm going to keep an eye out for in 2024. I believe they got some plans for 2024. But yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll try to catch more shows of AML than normal. Maybe. They even once had Miyu Yamashita on a show. So I mean, hey, you never know. You never know. But it's a promotion I'm at least keep an eye out for, being that they're based here in Winston-Salem. So, all right, next up. Yes. Good old Gato Move / Choco Pro Wrestling. Oh, yes. Founded and owned by Emi Sakura. I mean, you got a lot of great talent. And the matches are quite hilarious. I mean, you know, Emi Sakura, the Best Bros, Sayaka, Chie. I miss Lulu Pencil. Bring back Lulu Pencil. Lulu Pencil, I miss you. But yeah. Even Chris Brooks. You know, the Calamari Drunken Kings have competed on Choco Pro, Gato Move. I mean, Riho, Hikaru Shida. I mean, both trained by Emi Sakura. So, yeah. Their matches are very enjoyable, whether in a ring or just on the mat. You know, that they've had there in, I believe, Thailand. But yeah. So it's pretty entertaining. They have some very entertaining matches, and you know, easy accessible, through their YouTube channel. You know, you can watch their shows via live their YouTube channel. And yeah, this was how I learned about Mei Suruga and Valianaki, you know, the best bros. I've gotten a chance to meet them as well. But yeah, when I first saw Choco Pro Gato move, I was just like, what the heck is this? But the more that I watched, the more it just got a hold of me. It got a hold of me. So every now and then, I know I haven't done any reviews or anything like that, but every now and then I'll definitely try to catch a Choco Pro Gato move show on YouTube and just, you know, enjoy myself. So, but definitely a lot more comedy than just regular matches. But, you know, it's cool. They're entertaining. They're entertaining. They wrestle all over the place. You know, not just on that mat and that building. So yeah. If you want a good laugh, Gato Move Choco Pro. I highly vouch for them. So, yeah. All right, next up. Oh, one of my favorites. DPW, which is Deadlock Pro Wrestling, based in my home of North Carolina. One of the best indie promotions going on to this day. Just had their 2nd year anniversary. I've become a DPW regular. About middle of the way when they formed was when I started going to their shows. Some of the best indie wrestling going to this day. They've had all sorts of talent, and a lot of meet and greets were possible because of them. I mean, heck, that's how I met Miyu Yamashita. That's how I met the Magical Sugar Rabbits. That's how I met Konosuke Takeshita, Best Bros, Emi Sakura. You know, so many names. West Coast Wrecking Crew. You know, Kevin Knight, Speedball Mike Bailey. Like, loads and loads of talent that I've met through DPW. Y'all be sure to check out my DPW appreciation video on my channel as well for more background. But yeah, I've been a big supporter of DPW. DPW has gotten hot over these, you know, last 2 years, and 2024 they are going to be touring more across the nation. You know, North Carolina is their home, but they're going to start touring more, and one of the destinations is Texas. And I did hear a rumor that Chicago is on the list as well. And who knows, they may hit up the West Coast. So expect for them to tour. I'm also a subscriber of DPW On Demand. And I try to get first row whenever I attend their shows live. So yeah, definitely love me some Deadlock Pro Wrestling. Can't really say that I have anything bad to say about them, to be honest with you. Yeah. I really don't have anything negative to say, to be honest. So, yeah. Watch DPW, Deadlock Pro Wrestling. They have a YouTube channel as well. They've been uploading some of their matches for free as well on their YouTube page, so definitely check them out. But yeah, as a North Carolinian, I'm a big supporter of DPW. So, good stuff. All right, let's move on to the next one. Yes, the true king of sports, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah. I mean, what can I say? One of the biggest pro wrestling promotions in Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Been around for ages, and it was only a couple of years ago that I actually got a chance to experience a New Japan Pro Wrestling show here in the States through the couple of times they've come to North Carolina, from Concord to Durham to Charlotte. You know, I'm definitely thankful that I've gotten a chance to enjoy a taste of New Japan Pro Wrestling live. And I subscribe to NJPW World. And, you know, I definitely like the consistency with their streaming service and how they do their events. They've been very consistent. Their tournaments can sometimes be quite a task to keep up with. They do a lot of tournaments. So that's the only thing. And even like some of their smaller shows that they're touring, you know, they're doing, you know, their tour shows can be a lot to keep up with. But they're very consistent. I will say that. They are very consistent. And you get, I feel like you really get a lot of bang for your buck subscribing to NJPW World. Now, occasionally they may do some pay-per-views where you do have to pay extra for, but it's occasionally. It's occasionally. But it's good to see them expanding in the States. I mean, they have a New Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo in LA. They've been doing some NJPW Strong shows here in the States. Hopefully they'll come back to North Carolina. And yeah, definitely had quite some experiences going to New Japan Pro Wrestling shows here in the States. Although a goal would be to attend a show in Japan, especially like Tokyo Dome or Korakuen Hall. That would be a huge, huge victory for me. And, you know, quite some meet and greets. I mean, that's how I met Colt Cabana, Rocky Romero, Hiroshi Tanahashi, David Finlay, Juice Robinson. You know, I've met them all through attending New Japan Pro Wrestling shows. So, yeah, it's quite awesome. Really, really awesome. But yeah, big supporter, big fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling, for sure. Alrighty. Let's move on to this next one. We got a couple of more left, so stick around. Okay, one of the newly formed promotions this year, and that's Spark Joshi Puroresu of America. Okay, Spark. So far, let's see, they've done 4 shows so far. East Coast and West Coast. Now, they're still young. They're still young. I mean, they're not even a year old. I've had some mixed feelings about Spark as to whether they can like consistently do shows, which they've done 4 so far. I know their whole objective is to try to get, you know, the best talent available, especially even, you know, from Japan. Which, you know, they've had some nice heavy hitters, so that's great. I just really wonder how consistent they can be with putting on shows, you know? That's really my main concern for Spark. Although the last live stream that I watched, the lighting was not good. Was not good at all. So hopefully their live streams will be better. I thought they were supposed to eventually, you know, do their own streaming service. I don't know if that's still in the plans. But I mean, I think there's definitely room for growth and improvement. I like the whole idea behind the promotion. I will say that. I just hope it ends up being successful. I just hope it ends up being successful. That's really all I can say. Hopefully they'll do a show in North Carolina. I'll go. If they do it, I'll go. They even had trouble selling tickets for their first two shows. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. But I've talked to a few people that have gone to their shows, and they've enjoyed them. So at least that's promising. And they do meet and greets, so that's promising. So if Spark Joshi ever comes to North Carolina, I will definitely check a show out, hands down. All right. Next up, Sendai Girls Pro Wrestling. And I have to say, I was actually really happy to finally get a chance to see some Sendai Girls wrestling. Thanks to Zyko. They've been able to live stream a couple of Sendai Girls shows, and I have to say, if you love Joshi Pro Wrestling, Sendai Girls, you have to check out. You have to check out. Great quality shows, a little bit of comedy here and there, especially with the Sakura Hirota and Iger, wrestlers like that. But you get great matches as well from really awesome talent. I mean, the Mika Iwatas, the Chihiro Hashimoto's. I mean, just a lot of great talent. Miyuki Takase. Just a lot of great names there. But, and of course it's founded and owned by Meiko Satomura. So that already says a lot in itself. I mean, look at the founder. But yeah, definitely like Sendai Girls. I would love for Sendai Girls to have their own streaming service. I would subscribe to it. But it is good to see that they're occasionally have some of their shows available on Zyko to purchase for live streaming. So I've been able to do that. So really, really good. I hope to be able to do more of that in the future. And yeah, definitely love what I've seen them put together via Sendai Girls Pro Wrestling. And yeah, looking forward to see more. Hopefully they do some big shows. They did a tournament, but it wasn't available. So that's why I wish they had a streaming service. But we'll see. You never know. You never know. All right. Next promotion. This is another new promotion. And that is Kitsune Women's Wrestling. Now, I know originally this was crowdfunded, which kudos to everybody that helped fund the first show. And I definitely love the name, Kitsune Women's Wrestling. I love the promotion name. And they're starting to do more shows. I think they just recently did their second show, and I think they just scheduled their third show, I want to say in February or March. I think they're going back to LA, I believe. But I do follow their channels, and I actually watched their first show. Their first show was good. I mean, I just hope for more shows. And of course, Unagi Sayaka is the inaugural Kitsune Women's champion. So, I mean, that's really all I can say. I just hope for more shows. Maybe they'll eventually get a streaming service. But I think each of their shows have been available live through one of the providers and whatnot. So, at least there's that. But I hope they continue to grow and put out more shows. But I like what they did there with their first show. And yeah, I'm very hopeful for Kitsune Women's Wrestling. They've had some great talent on there, and especially Joshi talent. So definitely looking forward to what the year has in store for Kitsune Women's Wrestling. All right, let's move on to the next one. Ah, yes. Another pro wrestling promotion making their debut this year. Skiban. It's another Joshi pro wrestling promotion. Skiban is very unique. Has that anime glow. Even with a few bits and pieces, kind of Lucha Underground type of feel to it. And maybe even a little bit of WoW as well. But it is a very unique promotion. And even with the venues that they've chosen, they had a fancy ballroom, like wedding venue. And they even had a skate park for a venue for their shows. But, you know, at least they've been made available. They got a YouTube channel. They got a website and such. Very entertaining. I will say that. Their shows are definitely very entertaining. They've done 2 so far. They've done New York and Florida. I think Miami, if I remember correctly. So, although I thought it was kind of that they streamed via TikTok. I'm like, really? TikTok? Really? But hey, at least they made the shows available on their YouTube. So at least there's that. Or at least the first show. I don't know if they put the second one on there. But I mean, you know, they've gotten off to an interesting start. Like I said, very anime-ish feel and look. It's a very unique promotion. And, you know, Bull Nakano, the legendary Bull Nakano is the commissioner, is one of the ladies behind it. So that's what gives me hope about this promotion. And they just recently signed Sari to a long-term deal. And they've had quite a good amount of talent. I mean, Sari, Arisa Nakajima, who became the inaugural Skiban world champion. Ancham, Risa Serra, Miyuki Takase, Aoi, you know, Tomoka Inaba, like a lot of names with this promotion. So hey, I love it. Hopefully they can do a show here in North Carolina. I would definitely go. And with me, I'm an anime fan. So anime pro wrestling, this is perfect for me. So so I would love to attend a Skiban show in the future. The only thing I don't like is the design of the championship belt. I don't think it's that cool looking of a title belt. But that's just me. I'm not a fan of it. But I mean, hey, they gotta have a championship. So hopefully, whenever they decide to do tag titles, that the tag titles will look better. Because that Skiban world title, I'm not feeling it. Alright, just a couple more left. Let's keep going. Alrighty. West Coast Pro Wrestling. I am very jealous of West Coast Pro Wrestling because not only have they put together great shows, which got a chance to see one of their shows live on their YouTube, but the talent that they've been able to book, even talent that didn't wrestle but did meet and greets. They were able to book Kenta Kobashi. They were even able to get one of the greatest of all time, and Manami Toyota, who is on my Joshi Mount Rushmore. And just recently they announced they got Bull Nakano doing a special meet and greet. I'm just like, man. But they've put on some great shows. I got a chance to experience a West Coast Pro Wrestling show on their YouTube. Really, really great. All sorts of awesome talent. And they partner with Marvelous Women's Wrestling. So expect to see a lot of trading their talent between those two promotions. So that's pretty cool. You know, them being able to partner with them, and even some of their talent being able to train at the Marvelous Dojo. So I think that's really cool. If anything, I look at West Coast Pro Wrestling as one of the best indie promotions based out in California or in the West Coast. I kind of look at Deadlock Pro Wrestling as their competition here on the East Coast. You know what I mean? but no, I like what they're doing with West Coast Pro. Looking forward to see. Hopefully, I may see some more shows of theirs in the future. You know, they've been booking all sorts of great talent for their shows. So hey, we'll see. I like what West Coast Pro has been doing. They've been doing well. I'm just really jealous that they were able to book Manami Toyota. Man, I would have loved to have met Manami Toyota. The legendary Manami Toyota. Whew, I would have loved to have met her. I would have squealed like a little girl. Just like I did when I met Kairi Sane. Oh, man. All right. Next one. Oh, here we go. Here's another small one. World Women's Pro Wrestling Diana, or some people say Diana. I just say Diana because it's easier to say. World Women Pro Wrestling Diana, based out in Japan. Another small promotion. Discovering Haruka Umesaki was what led me to learning about Diana. And also Sari as well, because Sari has competed in Diana. She's even faced Meiko Satomura in a Diana ring. But I like that Diana has a streaming service. You know, you can purchase some of their live shows. They also have a YouTube channel as well, but at least they're easy to access. Their shows are mostly small, so don't expect any big shows from them. Although they are, if I remember correctly, they are debuting a new championship for the promotion, I believe called the Crystal Championship, which is supposed to serve as sort of similar to the Future of Stardom Championship. So I think that's pretty cool, because I mean they only have a couple of titles. They got the tag titles, the Queen Elizabeth title, the main title, and now this Crystal Championship. So that's cool. You know, some pretty good talent. Kyoko Inoue, Jaguar Yokota. I mean, those longtime veterans. Haruka Misaki, Deborah Kay. I like Deborah Kay. I like Madeline. And they've had other talent as well. You know, Kohaku has competed there. Risa Serra has competed there. Saya Ida, Starlight Kid. They've competed in Diana. So that's pretty cool. Miyuki Takase. I mean, her and Haruka Umesaki make up Luminous, the tag team Luminous. So, you know, they've had some good matches. You know, had some good quality shows. They're small. They are small. But I've liked what I've seen from Diana. You know, I've seen a couple of, you know, a decent handful of Diana shows. So there's that. I know they kind of had some situations regarding some of the fans with Diana. I won't go into detail, but those that follow Joshi Pro Wrestling know what I'm talking about. But aside from that, I've liked what I've seen out of World Women's Professional Wrestling Diana. Not really a lot of complaints. Just, just like Marvelous, small show, very intimate, small show. Or intimate, small promotion, I meant to say. But we'll see what 2024 awaits for them. All right. Next up, AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Now, I remember the buzz that was present when this promotion came to life. Shout out to Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks. I mean, a lot of people came together, Tony Khan, to form All Elite Wrestling. And, I've enjoyed All Elite Wrestling. A lot of folks say it's a hardcore fan's baby. But, there are some good and some bad with AEW. The women's division still needs some work with their booking. But they've been hit or miss. They've done some good things, but they've kind of had some setbacks. I've enjoyed most of their shows. They've done, the Forbidden Doors, and, they've done some relationships with TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, they've done some things. They've done some pretty good things. Showcasing, ROH championships and such in their shows. I've gotten to attend a couple of AEW shows. I will be attending my first AEW pay-per-view with Revolution, which will be at Greensboro, North Carolina in March. I will be attending that for Sting's retirement match. And they got a lot to watch during the week with AEW Dynamite, Collision, Rampage, and they've spaced out their pay-per-views pretty well, so I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, they've had some great matches, and they've done a lot of good things, but hopefully the whatever the new TV deal, hopefully that goes through all right. I know that's sort of kind of up in the air, but hopefully everything works out with that. But we'll see. But I do like some of the things that AEW has been doing. And like I said, I still try to support them, especially whenever they're in town. I try to go to shows, so that's the only thing. But hopefully they'll continue to improve. And, Tony Khan just, yeah, he has his hands full. That's all I know. And hopefully the women's division will get better. And, yeah, we'll see what happens in 2024. All right. Next promotion. Oh, yeah. One of the top Joshi promotions in existence, especially currently, World Wonder Ring Stardom. I mean, what can I say? Stardom, they're getting ready to enter into their 13th year in 2024. And Stardom just, I feel like they've been getting bigger and bigger and more noticed. I think a lot of fans are starting to notice Stardom a lot more, especially within the last 2 or 3 years, maybe even longer. But, Stardom, I've definitely enjoyed really getting into Stardom. I subscribe to Stardom World. Great talent. Really, really great talent. on their shows. They do a lot of shows. I will say, Stardom, they do a lot of shows. Tournaments as well. I mean, there's a lot of content. A lot of content from Stardom. My only thing is, I wish they were a little more consistent and thorough when doing their uploads and live streaming. Personally, I don't see why they couldn't just do Stardom World like NJPW World. Like, if they had the same infrastructure, like, I think it would be so much better. You know what I mean? But I don't know if that's going to change anytime soon. I mean, NJPW World just got upgraded to a new look and a new format, and it's pretty cool if you ask me. I think Stardom World needs a big overhaul. I think they need a big maintenance overhaul. And like I said, hopefully they can expand more, even in the U.S., which that might be a plan for 2024. And I know that they're becoming more in demand, little by little. I do notice that. But like I said, the matches, the talent have been great. Some of the booking has been kind of great and then kind of, what the heck were they thinking? But I think when it comes to Joshi Women's promotions, this takes the cake. This has to be the main one that's at the top. I mean, I feel like everybody can admit that. And I do hope for one day to be able to attend a Stardom show, whether it's in Japan or if they happen to bring one here, which they have had some Stardom shows here in the States before the pandemic happened. They had like one or two. So hopefully they'll decide to do that at some point, but we'll see. We'll see. But definitely top Joshi promotion, hands down. All right. Next promotion. It's another small one. FWE, Fortitude Wrestling Entertainment. It's kind of a weird name. I just attended a show about a few months back, like 1 or 2 months back. It was alright. I mean, it was a small show. So that was the only thing with that. It was a small show. But I've been seeing more of FWE shows pop up here in North Carolina, which I assume they're North Carolina based. I still don't know them that well, but I did attend a show and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So we'll just see. We'll see what the new year brings. But yeah, FWE is a promotion I'm gonna keep an eye on. As a matter of fact, the last show I went to was actually, very close to home. Very, very close to home. So, yeah. But yeah, I figured I would mention it since I attended the show and learned about it this year. So I figured I'd mention it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll probably go to another show whenever they're around. But we'll see. All right. And then finally, one last promotion to talk about. Here you go. And that is AWG, as in Actress Girls. Now, to be honest with you, there's still a lot for me to learn about Actress Girls. I've only seen like 2 full shows. I even did a review of one of the shows. I'm still kind of at that, I don't really know where to start with Actress Girls. So I'm going to need a lot of advice and guidance when it comes to Actress Girls. I know Asahi is over there, and I really don't I really don't know much of the talent with Actress Girls, and that just means I'm just gonna have to sit down and just watch more shows and learn. So Actress Girls, I'm gonna definitely have to put on the list in 2024 to really watch more. I even subscribe to their streaming service. They have a streaming service, so that's cool. But yeah, there's just so much that I still have to learn about Actress Girls. But I definitely get that sort of like performance slash pro wrestling slash idol type of feel to it, almost kind of like Stardom to a degree. And I believe they also have like a film division for like literally acting, which I guess that's why it's called Actress Girls. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. But yeah, this is a promotion that I definitely think I'll put on the list in 2024 to really sit down and look more into, because there's not much that I know about Actress Girls. I know Natsupoi has wrestled there. Miyuki Takase was Actress Girls champion there. So it's just a lot. There's still a lot that I have to learn about Actress Girls, but I've heard good things. I do know a couple of friends of mine that's been to an Actress Girls show that are into Actress Girls, so that's good. That's good. And Momokogo was with Actress Girls before, so that's another one. But yeah, I'll put that as a goal for 2024. But yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the promotions that I've really gotten into to a degree. Not just throughout this year, but in previous years. I just figured I'd share. I figured I'd share my experiences. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all let me know what your thoughts are on each of the promotions that I've shared. Are those promotions that y'all follow or keep up with? And if there are any promotions that I haven't named or that you didn't see in this video that you feel that I should check out, let me know. Like, list them in the comments section. I'd be more than happy to check them out. The only thing I'll say is no more 666. I'm pretty open, but no more 666, please. But yeah, let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Don't forget to check out the link in the description for Game Beauty. And like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. And I want to say, I hope everybody has a blessed and happy new year. May your 2024 be a year full of blessings, breakthroughs, successes, you name it. Hope it happens for you. This has been another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube to close out the year 2023. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Happy New Year once again. See you later 2023. See y'all in 2024. Later.